So I'm here in one of BLC's English classrooms with one of our outgoing teachers, Luke Woodward, who has been with us for 2 years. So we're very sorry to hear that he's leaving. Luke, I'm going to ask you a few questions about your time with us at BLC, if that's okay.
That's great, yeah.
It'd be great to hear your insights. So first I'm going to ask a few questions about the student experience here. So why do you think students choose BLC?
I think they choose BLC because it's right in the heart of Bristol, right in the centre. So they know if they're going to come here that they will be right in the heart of the action. If they come here, they know that there's going to be a good social life, which is really important because whatever they learn in the classrooms sometimes can be a little bit stilted and unnatural, but they know that they can just kind of step outside and go into the city and start practicing. They often have questions about the crazy accents that they hear around the city because they're just right in the middle of the city, really. So I think that's one of the best things about it. Yeah.
Well, that's great. And do you teach them the Bristol accent?
I may perhaps not the accent. The usual things come up like lush,
yeah,
lush. Where's that to? All that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I can tell you've lived in Bristol for a while.
Yeah, they're the kind of usual cliches, I suppose. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but yeah, they often have questions about the stuff they hear on the streets, which probably some of it I can't really repeat, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, so next question. What do you think that BLC can offer students that other English language colleges can't?
I think that this is one of the friendliest schools that I've ever worked in. I think that the Director of Studies is really good at managing the teaching aspect and also the student aspect of it to create a really nice atmosphere for learning English. In my experience, that's definitely one of the best things. The teaching's great, but I'm sure the teaching's great in many academies. So I would say that that's kind of one thing which is its USP, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Jenny, our Director of Studies,
yeah.
She's great at looking after
Yeah.
the students and making
Yeah.
sure they have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now going to ask you some questions about your teaching experience here at BLC. Well, firstly, why did you choose teaching, or did it choose you?
I originally chose teaching because I was moving to Spain, and I thought, well, actually, when I did, Jenny, who's the Director of Studies, coincidentally trained me. That was up in the language project in Clifton, and when I finished my course, I remember speaking to one of the people who trained me and said, "So, I'm off to Spain now, what do you think? Is it a good place to go and teach English?" And he kind of looked at me and was like, "No, it's probably one of the worst places to go and teach English," which I was a bit disappointed with, hadn't really thought it through. But anyway, off I went, and I found the school pretty much straight away, and it was really nice. It was a great school, so I kind of started teaching in a nice place in Valencia straight away, and was in Spain and South America for about 5 or 6 years in total doing that. And then I came back to England, and actually I thought I was going to come back and teach, and I applied for a job at English First on Queen Square for the summer school. And then it was a really hot summer, this was a couple of years ago, and I was walking through Queen Square doing something completely different, and I saw a bunch of students traipsing out after a lesson, and they looked absolutely dejected. And I just thought, I can't do this. I can't do a summer school of trying to motivate bored teenagers. So I actually didn't start that job and went and did something else completely. But then I kind of heard about BLC and I brought my CV in here. I thought it looked like a friendlier place, and that was for a summer school as well, and it was completely confounded my expectations, because the group of students that I had were teenagers, but they were energetic, creative, and it was really fun. And it was my first experience of teaching multilingual classes, because I'd always taught in monolingual classes in Spanish-speaking countries, which is a completely different experience, because it's unnatural for the students to speak completely in English with each other, because why should they? Because they can speak in Spanish, you know. But here, one of the things that I like to do, I think the students might think it's a bit weird, but sometimes I walk into a class and I ask them to all move so that they're not in groups of languages. And then the atmosphere is just great, you know, everyone has to speak English, and really everyone's kind of quite inquisitive and wants to find out as much as they can about other people's cultures and things like that. So is that the answer to the question?
That's definitely the answer to the question.
I think I might have gone a bit off topic.
That's great. Great. And final question.
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing, or what do you like about working here? What's the work experience like?
I like having the freedom to make creative lessons. There's not a rigid curriculum and a kind of sort of top-down structure provided by the management that we have to follow. So I like asking the students what they want and then preparing lessons which help them to answer those questions that they have. I like to use multimedia television programs for making classes from YouTube clips and comedies that you find on Channel 4 and the BBC and things like that, which I think is good for for the students' learning the real English. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it sounds like you've had a good time while you've been with us.
Yeah,
we're very
absolutely.
sorry to see you go.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll pop in.
I certainly will. Yeah.
Whenever you're passing.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Phoebe.
Oh, thank you very much, Luke.